to close March. And the Bulls playing East and the Raptors. And Jamison battle with a very
full court pressure right now.
Well, it's a bunch of young guys for Toronto that are all working towards contracts, working towards more playing time. They are sitting a bunch of their key players. RJ Barrett is out. Grady Dick has been hurt for the better part of a month. He is out. Vucevic hits.
Y'all can play three-point line, so Vuce will have a lot of opportunities.
Bulls have won the first 3 meetings of the year against Toronto, looking for the season sweep. Here's Pirtle on cue. Here's Vucevic working on Pirtle, diving inside, and the rebound tipped to Battle. Battle's a rookie out of Ohio State, Jacoby Walter out of Baylor, and Jamal Shed out of Houston. There's a turnover.
You got numbers.
Giddy to Herter. He settles and scores.
Good to see Kevin back.
He's got absolutely drilled by arguably the best team in the NBA, a 60-plus win team who's lost 1 game to an Eastern Conference team.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're watching that team and you're the Bulls, that's how you want to play in the future. A very good defensive team. They're #1 in deflections, #1 in steals, and they get after you on the defensive end.
Here is Wallace here. Tough drive by Giddy, rejected at the rim, and here come the Raptors on the push. It's Emmanuel quickly firing away. 6-point lead. Giddy discards and defends.
Get up.
Here's Battle. Drafted free agent finds Portal. Here is the rebound for White. Kobe White, the player of the month in the Eastern Conference. Good rotation, everybody touching it. Buzelis working on quickly. Trying to rip through, can't do it. Quickly the defense and a turnover. I was surprised Kobe didn't just take the shot when he had that dribble drive.
He had the layup.
Barnes lets Giddy clear. And
well, he's got an opportunity to be a 3-and-D player. I think, oh, that's a terrible pass. I think by year 3, he's going to be a star.
I think I heard you in an interview the other day. You feel like within 4 years, this guy has all-star written on him. And
yes,
if he continues to play this way, you would think he's going to garner a lot more attention. Giddy off to Vucevic. Nice pass.
Nice pass. He's just young. He's wiry. He's going to get stronger.
This is again an opportunity to guard Scotty Barnes, who he's watched a lot this year. There's Walter.
Well, they're 5 of 5 from the three-point line. The Bulls got to do a better job of closing out.
Here's Vucevic. Another 3.
Not though.
Here is Pirtle. Barnes coming off a disappointing game against Philadelphia. And their victory. Pirtle is there. Been one of the more consistent players for Toronto all season in a year where they've dealt with a lot of injuries.
See, Portal would be a guy that would be good in Oklahoma City.
Good steal by Vucevic. Got in position. 5 minutes of the game.
Again, Portal is trying to help everybody out. He's doing drop zones and trying to keep people out of the paint.
Barnes lines up a 3. There's the first miss from outside for Toronto.
That was from 3. They were 5 for 5 at that point.
Giddy trying to accelerate into Walter. Had to fling it back out to Vucevic to save the possession. Here's Herter off the Vucevic screen. Vucevic rolls and kicks. Giddy extra pass. White a 3. Him this year, it's the 2nd most by. Here is Jamal Shed, the rookie out of Houston. Vucevic outlets to a wide open Kevin Herter.
8 baskets for the Bulls there in the early going.
Orlando Robinson is in at the big position. Walter, Shed.
THT had a pretty good game last night. He's been a lot out early.
Vucevic the block. Giddy pushes. Williams, Horton Tucker. THT had double digits last night in the blowout loss. 5 in points per game on the break.
Bulls #1 since the All-Star break.
Another rookie, Jonathan Mobo, and his pass wayward. Looking for more fast break points. Herder will lay it in.
Get the floor. Bulls in transition right now. Early going. They've got 6 points in fast break.
Josh Giddey's got 5 assists already. Jamal Shed is short. Rebound Patrick Williams. Here is Patrick. Got away with one there. Here's Giddey. Herder. Vucevic against Robinson. Double comes. 5 on the clock. Giddey the cross. Working on Walters. Stumbles and has to fling it. A.J. Lawson and Cole Swider, who's on a 10-day contract, are both on the floor for Toronto. Here is Shed, who's having a nice rookie year. Trying to feed inside, though.
Steal.
Another turnover. Giddey picked it away. Needs some help as he picked up the dribble. Get it to Vucevic. Mismatch against Swider.
I'll take him.
There's the double, the kick out to Herder, extra feed Giddey, everybody touching it. Horton Tucker can't connect. That was the Bulls' first miss from 3. They were 4 for 4 prior. Both teams shooting well to start. Nice twisting move by a two-way player, Toronto native. Giddey pushes. Horton Tucker dives, and Robinson with the rejection. This has been the best defensive team in the NBA since the start of March. #1 in efficiency have been the Toronto Raptors. Again, with all these young players playing their tails off. And that combined 10 of 15, what is it, 10 of 13 from 3 to start?
Well, it's pretty impressive that they're competing on the defensive end.
Of having your starters in.
Rule that I told the playoffs between the lottery teams should get the #1 pick. That way, everybody has to play their guys because you're playing for the best record.
Lawson again. Off target. Williams tapped it away from Robinson. Yeah, we don't have the relegation system like we do in England for like Premier League football and things like that. I think, frankly, American sports might be better off with it. Bangs down another Bulls 3. They're 5 of 6 from outside.
It's taking them long to heat up.
Saying the man has
11 assists on all made baskets.
11 for 11. So you're saying Horton Tucker has a little Vinnie Johnson in it right now.
They came in this league. Just getting the opportunities in the minutes.
Kobe White. That was short. His streak of 20-plus point efforts came to an end last night. 15 straight games he went with 20-plus. What a run.
Let me tell you something. They were well. They sent 2-3 guys at him. And I'm telling you, boy, it seemed like there was 10 Thunder players out there.
Half of them being Caruso.
Oh, my goodness.
Here's Williams. Rare miss from 3 from both these teams.
Not even Caruso, the whole team.
They're the best defensive team in the league.
Everybody on their team competes on the defensive end. The guys coming off the bench, Casey Wallace, you know, him, Kendrick, Kendrick Williams, all these guys compete on the defensive end. Then you got a guy like Lou Dort who could be defensive player of the year.
That defense is ridiculous. They are so relentless.
Shea Gilgeous plays defense too. He's just not out there scoring.
Yeah, that's a relentless team. Here is White with a nice finish. By the way, Western Conference Player of the Month to Kobe's Eastern Conference Player of the Month. You see Kobe's numbers since the start of March there. Robinson's off to a nice start. Collins was there to deter. Oh, nice pass by THT to Collins.
THT's doing good things. You know, they made a little bit of a game out of it.
Combined for 33 points last night. Carter is out, by the way, because he banged up his shoulder on a screen. Buzelis picks it off. Working with White. Lob for Boozy. He could not corral it.
They need to work on that. They need to work on that.
Yeah, the pass was a little too high and long for Boozy, even for the lengthy Buzelis. Swider around it out.
Yeah, they got to work on that in practice because they've had a couple of chances and they haven't been able to connect on those lobs in the break. And that's got to be something to get the crowd involved and get the energy in the building.
Yep.
Shine slam and jammer, that's what you want.
It's built off of energy plays. White discards the defense, whips it to Collins for a triple.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bulls are 6 of 9. Raptors are 8 of 12. Both teams.
5 different Bulls players with a 3-point shot. Made.
Here's Shed. His Cougars will be playing in the Final Four on the men's side coming up this weekend in San Antonio.
They got a chance to win it all.
Playing Duke in their semifinal. Horton Tucker found Buzelis with a tough pass. The fake, the three.
He handles the ball. Now he's making plays off the bounce.
I love the Kirilenko. Keep seeing Franz Wagner out there. I remember when Franz was a rookie coming out of Michigan and kind of wiry and skinny. And look what he's done with his handle and his offensive skill set. Quickly misses.
I'd even go back to old school with Derek McKee, from Alabama. The 6'10", small forward that could handle the ball, that could a really good defensive player, play with those good Seattle Sonics teams in Indiana.
Good comp. He was part of those Seattle and Indiana teams that gave the Bulls some problems in the 90s. Horton Tucker misfires. Here comes Barnes. Raptors coming off a win on Sunday in Philadelphia to make it a 4-game win streak. Barnes did not perform particularly well. He was disappointed after his showing. Horton Tucker from the backside almost knocked it away from the strong Scotty. Here's Mobo to Barnes. Knifes through, finds Pirtle, thought he traveled, loose ball, and it's gonna end up with the Bulls anyway. Horton Tucker looking for help. It's Williams. Couldn't get it to Collins.
Oh, he's wide open.
Zealous off the bounce. Out to White. Slings to Williams for a deep three. Long rebound, Mobo. Oh boy, Horton Tucker and Williams bang into each other thinking the ball was going to be there. Collins is able to clear on the backside.
That was a serious takedown.
2 points. I mean, Iowa State is known for its wrestling. Here is White with a nice maneuver with the...
Right now the Bulls dominating 16-8 in the paint.
Nice pick by Buzelis.
6 steals for the Bulls.
Defense continues to be a factor for Modis. Crossing Swider, trying to kick out, deflected by Pirtle. Buzelis saved it to Patrick Williams. 9 to shoot. Williams against Pirtle. Nice stop into Collins, over Barnes, too strong. Refs letting him play in this first quarter plus.
Like
4 free throws.
A Rucker Park game. There's no calls. You call your own fouls. Wow.
It is quickly. Leaves for Pirtle. Push shot won't go. There's Buzelis. White cuts. Collins finds him. And just rolls out.
He pulled out.
Swider. A 10-day deal he just signed last week, so he's playing for a contract and some job security for the future. White. Oh, what a tough pass to Buzelis in a row.
Buzelis, a nice game so far. He's got 5 points.
Couple steals. Trying to defend Scotty Barnes.
Oh, give me that.
A piece of it.
Oh, access denied.
Good effort by Barnes, but he saves it to White, and the Bulls come out with it. Up by double digits for the first time. Horton Tucker looking to add on with a 3. Rebound by Pirtle. So after Toronto led by 10 in the first, the Bulls have a 10-point lead in the second. Here's quickly. Runner, short. Collins tips it to himself. Here's Horton Tucker. Timeout. Timeout. Chicago. Modis Buzelis. A lot of fouls in the dog game.
Oh, don't do it like that.
Buzelis behind the back. And then
kind of a little bit to the right.
Stays of all the basketball games, this is one of them, my friend.
Oh, yes, sir.
Quickly, long 2 goes. Both teams dealing with multiple injuries tonight. Bulls are without Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips, and Javon Carter. All 3 suffered injuries last night at OKC. Meanwhile, the Raptors, no Brandon Ingram still. He's probably just not going to play the rest of the year. Pirtle scored. Well, no Grady Dick for the better part of a month. And RJ Barrett is missing his 8th in the last 16 games. He's been resting in and out. Williams takes another 3 and gets on. Jameer Young, the rookie out of Maryland, made his debut in the NBA earlier this month from distance. His 2nd triple.
You got to remember, too, they got Brandon Ingram.
They signed an extension when he got traded, but has not played since December. And he was still with New Orleans.
That's the longest sprained ankle, whatever it was. I think it was an ankle.
The ankle injury.
The longest ankle injury I've ever seen.
Zealous, another rebound, has been active early.
And how longer than he would have surgery.
Giddy.
I'd like to see that if you're Billy Donovan. know the analytical guys are probably punching air right now, but hey, you got to get those points in the paint.
There is quickly shut off by Herter. Walter picked up by a fellow rookie in Buzelis. Giddy the rebound. 5 assists, 4 points, 3 boards already. Giddy in the paint, has to flare it back out. He's got Pirtle on him here. Drive.
Going to the rim.
More and sign your team up. Bulls by 9. Shed, Walter, Mobo, Battle, and Lawson out there for Toronto. Jameer Young is in.
It's not small.
Very small. Yeah, that's the left. Mobo, the left hand way off.
Just a little outside.
Second round pick this past draft. There's a foul on the rookie out of Ohio. Giddy. Banker. Yes, sir. Giddy's got 5 in the quarter.
For the Bulls' last 5.
Here's Battle. 2,000-point scorer between his stops in college. Young was late getting over to Jamal Shed. Full of games this year, too. Solid defender. He was one of the best defenders in college, and he started to pick up his offense lately, too. There's that mismatch with the small lineup out there. Vucevic is upset that he didn't get it against Mobo.
But he's got to keep trying to make himself available. He's just kind of standing.
If he can flirt with another triple-double tonight. Wow, Lawson puts on this.
Press opens at 7:30 p.m.
And it's
17 minutes late.
That's what Mark Brady was getting snippy.
Yeah.
Giddy. Be eliminated with a loss tonight, and you got to get a better record than Miami to host the 9-10 game.
They don't need to be taking this for granted. They've been known to play to the level of competition. So that even if it's the second easiest schedule, you don't need to look at it that way. You need to look at it as like every game is a playoff game, and you got to be your best.
You want to go into that play-in
tournament, hurt their chances.
So, legit defender. Nice drop off. Giddy
for Vuce to eat.
6 assists and a handful have gone to Vucevic. Waiting for the jam. That was an impressive leap by the rookie.
Oh, Mobo put him on a poster.
Horton Tucker, Northeastern Oklahoma, last year and earned a second-round pick. What a journey for him.
That was a major journey.
Basically played for 5 coaches in 5 years at 4 different levels. Nice deterrence by Vucevic that time on the smaller Walter. Horton Tucker drives. Giddy finds White for 3. Chance to do that tonight. There's quickly. Injury plagued. Spent a lot of money to have the Raptors. I give them a lot. They're still in a rebuild. Darko Rajakovic said as much the other day. All their young talent that they're playing. That's a turnover. Giddy to Vucevic.
Well, you think of the young talent they're playing. They got some really good young talent.
Sure do.
Scotty Brooks is big time. RJ Barrett's big time. I mean, they could be right back in the mix next year.
An interesting team, man. An interesting organization. Horton Tucker, no. They've spent money to their credit this year. They signed long extensions for Barnes and quickly. RJ Barrett had that long deal with New York that he's still operating under. White trying to check Scotty Barnes.
We put the body on him.
He is a big body. Pirtle ends up with it, tapped away, and Horton Tucker saves it to Giddy.
Giddy's like an octopus out there.
White drives a dunk on that. He got the hand over the rim. There's Battle. The left-hander fires. Rebound Horton Tucker. Giddy speeds past Swider.
Our supplies last. Visit Bulls.com. That won't last long.
It's one of those hotcake items that goes away fast.
Yeah, it does.
Giddy with 11 in the frame. Quickly into Pirtle. Williams deters.
Join me, Mark, and Timmy with Tennessee app and listen.
And Timmy Whisper stole all my cash.
Yeah. We can't afford to pay all our guests out there.
I do like being a friend of the program.
You're a friend of the program.
I just like that phrase. I like being a friend of the program.
You're a friend of the program. We have you on multiple times. You're such a good guest.
Appreciate you very much. There's Giddy, Vucevic. Told that Brady says his name's Coco. He looks cool.
Listen, Coco's
wearing Gucci right now.
He's on the bougie side right now. I gotta step my dog's game up. They're walking around with like some old raggedy sweaters on. I'm like, man, I gotta give my dog some Gucci.
I hope Kobe and Brixton aren't watching this right now. So you can be like, how come I'm giving you hook us up with the fly gear?
Oh my goodness. I'm walking around, my dog's got sweatshirts on. You know, they're bullies. They look tough. They street dogs. They got the hoods on. They look tough.
Got
the Gucci on.
They
got the Gucci on, man. That's nice. That's the first time I seen that. Coco.
Final seconds, first half. Vucevic to Giddey to beat the buzzer for 3.